relationship between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift always felt a bit off. What if I told you that I think I have proof that this is not only a fake relationship, but a multi-level marketing insurance scheme? Now, if you watch the NFL, you notice a very specific commercial that plays at every single ad break. And no matter what the context of the ad is, it's always a State Farm ad. Now, we know that the NFL has a relationship with State Farm, and they've had one since about 2004, for over 20 years. But specifically, they've had one with the Kansas City Chiefs just over the last couple. And here is where things start to get weird. Now, we know that State Farm, like the rest of the country, is fully aware of the relationship between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. But knowing something isn't capitalizing off of it. So one day, as a publicity stunt, Jake from State Farm linked up with Donna Kelce, Travis Kelce's mom, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It caught a lot of media attention, and nobody was really thinking anything of it. But I wanted to look into who set this up. And after just doing like a little bit of digging, it turns out that this media agency, Maximum Effort, was the ones who set this up. And their co-founder is Ryan Reynolds. So it was him that helped set up Donna Kelce with Jake from State Farm to help State Farm capitalize off the relationship between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And that one mistake opened up the floodgates into the rest of this investigation. You see, I started getting curious as to when this relationship first started, or even who first reported it. When I stumbled across this tweet that seems to be the earliest tweet talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's relationship, the one that broke the story. And then I saw this link, so I decided, let's just click it. And when I did, it brought me to this torn down URL website that read The Messenger. So I got curious and I wondered, what was The Messenger? And well, as it turns out, that The Messenger is the one who broke the news about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and which I thought that was weird. So I looked into The Messenger, and it only turned out that they had only opened 4 months prior to breaking this news. And I was thinking to myself, how did a brand new publication have the inside scoop on the #1 pop star in the world? Somebody who spends millions of dollars a year on security. There's no way that this brand new publication got that inside scoop, until I looked into who owns The Messenger. And that's when I ran into a man named Jimmy Finkelstein, who owns and started the publication, who recently sold another publication for $130 million. But you see, the weirdest part about this publication, that it just broke this news about the world's biggest pop star just 4 months prior, 4 months after opening, is that only 4 months after that, they shut down completely, only lasting 8 months. So then I thought to myself, man, if I was Mr. Finkelstein, I'd be really angry. So I started looking up Mr. Finkelstein's statements on why the publication shut down, only to find out that it costed $50 million to start. Oh my God, I'd be so mad if it was $50 million that I used of my own money. That's the weird thing. See, it turned out after doing some digging that it was actually started by 5 donors that gave about $10 million each. First one is Josh Harris, or co-founder of Apollo Global, an investment firm that manages over $600 billion in assets. And it was his company who back in 2016 acquired ADT for about $7 billion. And then in 2022, State Farm acquired 15% equity ownership worth $1.2 billion in ADT. And I can go on and on about the other 4 founders that started the publication that got the inside scoop that's only 4 months old, that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were together. But no matter what road you take, they all have invested interest in hundreds of billions of dollars in State Farm. And that's not even the craziest part. See, every time I Googled Finkelstein, a woman named Pamela Gross Finkelstein would pop up. And the name next to it, every single time, was Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds' wife and best friends with Taylor Swift. So you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, State Farm gains a lot out of this. They get free publication, they get Taylor Swift, they get the NFL, they get Travis Kelce. But what does Taylor Swift and the NFL get out of being possibly a part in all this? Well, while I was researching for another video, I had noticed that every single time I had clicked on Taylor Swift's music video, no matter which one it was, a State Farm ad would play behind it every single time, which is very strange, because if you know anything about YouTube advertisement, is that you know it's always supposed to be completely random. So here is my theory. I think State Farm and the NFL approached the biggest pop star in the world and said, hey, we need to make more money. Taylor Swift came back and said, okay, cool, but how are we gonna push that to the public? She then brought the idea to Ryan Reynolds, absolute marketing genius, who also owns a marketing agency, and he came up with a absolute game-changing plan. You gotta make people care here. So he set up Jake from State Farm with Donna Kelce, And then the wheels started turning. Ryan then brought that whole idea to his wife, Blake Lively, and she said, hey, wait, I think I know a guy. Yeah, I became good friends with this billionaire's wife back a couple years ago in 2011 when she came to a party of mine to honor me. The wife had nothing to lose, so Blake, Ryan, the wife, and Taylor Swift all brought it to this dude and said, hey, we need somebody to put this out there. And he said, hey, I sold my company for $130 million months ago. I mean, yeah, sure, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna do it with my own money. State Farm then said, and we can help with that. 5 founders then got together and created The Messenger. 4 months later, they then organically threw this out there. 4 months after that, he played his role and he just shut this down. Taylor then possibly approached State Farm, or State Farm then possibly approached Taylor and said, hey, there's literally no way I'd be able to pay you this amount of money up front. You are way too big of an artist. Instead, why don't you just let us put our ad in front of every single one of your videos? We'll give you about 90 to 100% of the ad revenue. You'll get paid throughout the entire time that we have your ads on our videos, and we'll be promoted. And so now you might be asking, okay, cool, all these people gain so much, but the main player here is the NFL. So what do they gain in doing any of this? The NFL has made about $1 billion since Travis and Taylor started dating due to viewership and jersey sales. And since in 2010, the NFL had changed from a sports league to an entertainment company as to cover any legal corners. So what would hurt putting them through the playoffs to the Super Bowl to keep the viewership high all season long because of Taylor? Well, the answer is nothing. But maybe it's just all one big theory.